The following has been paid for by the Pens World Order. Pens lose 4-1 to the Washington Capitals. This is the Let's Go Pens Fan React, part of the PWO. Like and subscribe and join. All right, so Pens lose 4-1 to the Washington Capitals. And before we do, let me just say some of the goal scorers were for Washington tonight. Jacob Chichurin. Let's see here. Chichurin, I had him on the top of my head. Alexi Protas. One other goal scorer. His name escapes me. And Brendan Dume. That's who scored tonight. Sure, Rusty's gets a goal to make it 2-1. But Caps get a big goal late in the game to seal the deal to make it 3-1. Empty netter makes it 4-1. You know who wasn't on the board? Ovi. It's a lot. Tom Wilson. Some of the usual and unusual for Washington. It wasn't John O'Clock today, everyone. It was not John O'Clock. So why am I saying a lot about the Capitals? Because here's what I'm saying. Their depth beat our depth. They're bottom six guys, defensive scoring. Capitals defense is pretty darn good at the hockey. This is the level of what we are compared to them. We beat them back in November. It's November. It's 2 months ago. So, did the team play terrible tonight? I don't think so. You just ran into a brick wall. But then again, I said this before and I will say it again. You know what would have made tonight's loss a little bit less, annoying per se? Not dropping a turd against Seattle earlier in the week. This is what I say about these early week games. We beat Seattle, we get our 4 points, and tonight's game is moot. Instead, you go 1-2 for the week, and you don't win a week. You don't even break even. And this is how you break down the weeks. That's what I tell people. If you keep watching this, you win the weeks, you're going to get into the postseason. If you play 3 games a week, you win 2 of them, that's 66. That's 4 out of 6 points. That's a win percentage of 66 or 67%. That's going to get you into the postseason. When you don't, it makes things a lot harder. Was I expecting them to beat the Capitals? No. No, I wasn't. Was I expecting them to do anything? No, this is a back-to-back with travel. And you throw Bloomquist in there. Nothing wrong with doing that for the kid. There's not. I don't mind it. Nobody else does. Nobody else was expecting a win. I sure as hell wasn't. Again, Buffalo, DC, travel. This stuff happens. But it shows you how far from grace these games are. Pens Caps were must-watch television. Uncle Doc was there for every game. And now we're just a rando Saturday night game in January. Oofda. So now we hit the West Coast swing. Now we go to California. I could make inappropriate jokes there, but this is not the time nor the place for it. We hit Vancouver and Utah. And I think Colorado. No Vegas. No Vegas. Why? It's lovely this time of year. I've wanted to go. So you got to win this road trip. Right now, you're 500 on this road trip. And it's getting late early. I don't think Bloomquist played horrible tonight. I don't think the team did all that bad. You just ran into a buzzsaw. Which, speaking of, can we just say that tonight's uniform matchup was beautiful? Those Capitals, blue, black, metallic gold and purple retro reverse jerseys are beautiful. They did pair well with the Pens white and gold ones. They paired rather nice. It's a nice uniform matchup. But again, a win earlier in the week makes this medicine easier to go down. You got Anaheim. You got Los Angeles. Got Seattle. You got a long road trip ahead of you. We're not back home in Pittsburgh until the 1st. So win the road trip, win the weeks, get back into this. Because you have a lot of teams fighting for that spot. One's in your own division, and one's that you never expected. Montreal and Ottawa sends their regards. We got a lot of work to do until we get to the Four Nations thing. But for the Pens, I don't know what to say. This was an expected result. A scheduled loss, as a friend of mine would say. Back-to-back with travel. It's a scheduled loss. So, win the games you're supposed to and go 500 in these back-to-backs. Sorry. Rest up, boys. Got a long road trip ahead of you. So, Pens fans, keep the faith. Grab the coffee. Get the Monster Energy. It's time to hit the West Coast, baby. It's time to head on out there. So, we'll catch you for this West Coast swing. Let's go, Pens. I'll catch you next. Oh, speaking of, these videos are going to come out for the West Coast trip. Some of these videos are going to come out a day late. Are probably going to come out the next day. With my job during the weekends, I work 6 to 6 on weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I can't. The weekday ones I'll try, but the weekend ones I can't stay up late and watch them. I just can't. Non-playoffs, can't do it. So the Let's Go Pens, they'll still be out there. They'll just be a little late. Once the boys get back on the East Coast, then we'll be back on a regular playing time. But till next time, let's go Pens, and I'll see you next time.